Warren Gatland was the British and Irish Lions head coach in 2013 and 2017. Wales coach Warren Gatland says the decision not to release players for their South Africa game highlights the poor politics of rugby. No English-based players were released for Wales' match against South Africa by Premiership Rugby Limited. Under World Rugby rules, clubs are only obliged to release players for games that fall in designated test windows. "It's a sad indictment on the politics of the game," said Gatland. "I just can't understand why they would stop players from joining us a week or two early when the season is finished and they're going to be back with their clubs early. I understand and accept completely the views on the other stuff, but this one just doesn't make sense to me." The 3 Saturdays which fall within June's international window are the 9th, 16th and 23rd. However, Wales' game against the Springboks was scheduled for Saturday 2nd June. World Rugby rules did not apply for games on the first weekend of June this year, and Premiership Rugby's policy meant that Luke Charteris, Exeter prop Thomas Francis and Worcester wing Josh Adams were all withdrawn from the Wales squad. "Everyone else is playing 3 games, England are playing 4, and we finish our tour a week earlier," added Gatland. "I understand completely what PRL are trying to do in the autumn when we organize a 4th international. They're protecting their own competition. Players go back during the Six Nations down weeks and I understand that too." Adams and Francis have since been called back into the squad for the 2 tests in Argentina. A shambles? Or worthwhile? Media playback is not supported on this device. Gatland labeled those criticizing the match in Washington as bitter and twisted the match against South Africa in Washington, D.C., which Wales won 22-20. Had come in for criticism in the build-up with both teams fielding inexperienced sides. Wales were without most of their British and Irish Lions, while South Africa left top players at home as they prepare for the 3-test series against England. Former Wales captain Gwyn Jones had called the match a shambles that devalued international rugby. Gatland responded by describing those criticizing the test as bitter and twisted and insisted it was vital for his preparations for the 2019 World Cup in Japan. "It's just when 1 or 2 people write negative everyone assumes that's the general opinion," Gatland said. "I don't think there was a lot of talk. All we've spoken about is the positives for the younger players. Those 1 or 2 people to me don't reflect public opinion, but they're entitled to their own opinion. The conditions were hot and humid. We could experience that in Japan in the World Cup. For me, the positives hugely outweigh the negatives. That's a positive experience." Onwards to Argentina. Ellis Jenkins captained Wales against South Africa in just his 7th international appearance. Wales now travel to Argentina for tests in San Juan on June 9th and Santa Fe on June 16th, and Gatland admits they will need to improve on their performance against the Springboks. "They look like they're playing with confidence." "It's going to be tough, isn't it?" said Gatland. "In Super Rugby, they've won for the first time in New Zealand. They've won their last 7 games or something like that. We spoke about this being a learning experience for the players, so we got off to a good start, but we're going to have to improve. A lot of guys have had to step up from a leadership point of view. The cultural difference will be a good experience." Gareth Anscombe, Ellis Jenkins, Corey Hill, and that's good. "You want selecting this side to be tough. You want competition, and sometimes in the past we haven't had a lot of depth. That's been the focus in the last 2 or 3 years, so we can have players who can step in."